Right now, while you're reading this, your body has a built-in safety system that is supposed to catch you every single time you start to fall. It fires automatically in a fraction of a second before your conscious mind even registers what is happening. For most people over 70, that system has gone almost completely silent. Not broken, not gone, just quiet, and nobody told them. That is the part that frustrates me most because the silence is reversible. 2 minutes a day, consistently, and that reflex can be woken back up. If you have ever grabbed a wall in a panic, felt your heart lurch when your foot caught the edge of a rug, or noticed yourself holding your breath every time you stand up from the couch, this video was made for you. Today, I am walking you through 6 exercises that directly retrain the exact reflex your body needs to catch itself before a stumble becomes a fall. We will go through why each one works, how to do it safely at home, and how to fit all of it into your actual daily life without adding a single extra hour to your schedule. I publish new videos every single day to help you live stronger, healthier, and more independently. If you are not subscribed yet, hit that button now and tap the bell so you never miss one. Now, I want to ask you something personal. Have you ever had a close call with a fall? Or has someone you love taken a serious fall that changed everything? Share your story in the comments below. You may not realize it, but someone else watching right now might read your words and finally decide to take this seriously. Your experience could genuinely protect another person. Now, let me ask you something. When most people decide they want to work on balance, what is the first thing they do? They stand on one leg. They wobble for a few seconds, grab the counter, and figure that counts as training. Here is what nobody tells them. Balancing while standing perfectly still is almost useless for preventing real-world falls. Falls do not happen when you are frozen in place. They happen mid-motion. They happen when your foot hooks the corner of a rug, when you step off a curb that is an inch lower than you expected, when you reach sideways and your weight follows your arm before your legs are ready. Preventing those falls means training your body to catch itself in motion, not just while standing still. Every single exercise I am going to show you today trains exactly that. Your body's ability to detect that it is drifting off center and pull itself back before you go down. Before we begin, please read this carefully. If you have a diagnosed balance disorder, severe osteoporosis, Parkinson's disease, or any neurological condition affecting your stability, please get clearance from your doctor or a physical therapist before trying any of this. If you have had a recent fall, especially one that led to an injury, do not start anything new without medical guidance first. Always do these exercises barefoot if possible, never in socks on a hard floor. Socks on smooth surfaces are one of the most common causes of household slips, and always make sure a wall, a chair, or a countertop is within arm's reach before you start. Not because you expect to fall, but because having that safety net nearby actually lets you train more effectively. If any movement causes sharp pain, dizziness, or anything that does not feel right, stop immediately. Now, here is the piece of anatomy that makes everything else make sense. Hidden down in the muscles of your feet and toes is the engine of your balance system. When your body starts to tip forward or sideways, those muscles are designed to fire instantly. Your toes grip the floor, your foot pushes back, and your whole body gets pulled back to center before you even process what happened. It is a reflex as instinctive as flinching when something flies at your face. You were born with it. But here is what decades of cushioned shoes, flat pavement, and inactivity do. They gradually cut the communication line between your brain and those small foot muscles. The muscles weaken. The nerve signals slow down. And that instantaneous automatic catch reflex starts arriving late, or not at all. Imagine trying to drive a car where there is a 2-second delay between the moment you turn the wheel and the moment the tires respond. That is what compromised balance feels like from the inside. The genuinely good news is this: that communication line can be rebuilt. Your nervous system has not forgotten the language. It just needs repeated, specific challenges to start speaking it fluently again. That is the entire purpose of what follows. Exercise 1. The toe lean. This is the cornerstone of the whole program, the one movement that most directly trains the catch reflex we just described. For this exercise, I want you to use what I call a safety corner, the inside corner of any room in your home where two walls meet. Stand facing into that corner so you have a wall on both sides of you. If you start to tip forward, the walls are right there. A sturdy chair in front of you as an extra anchor is also a good idea. Feet a few inches apart, spine tall, chin up, shoulders easy. Now, keeping your body absolutely straight from head to heel, no bending at the hips, lean your entire body forward slowly, like a single plank tipping toward the wall. As you start to lean, you will feel something happening in your feet. Your toes will begin to press into the floor, almost like fingers trying to grip the surface beneath you. Let them. When you have leaned just far enough to feel that pressure really engage, before you need to step forward to catch yourself, let those toes pull the entire plank of your body back to upright. That is 1 repetition. Do 10. Repeat 3 or 4 times throughout your day. Once this starts feeling easy, hold a light weight against your chest. Even 2 or 3 pounds is enough, and your toes will have to work significantly harder to bring you back. That added resistance is what accelerates the rebuilding. Exercise 2. Side-to-side weight shifts. The majority of falls do not happen straight forward, they happen sideways. Reaching for something, stepping to the side, turning around quickly. This exercise teaches your hips, ankles, and core to work as a coordinated team during exactly those lateral moments. Stand directly behind a sturdy chair, both hands resting lightly on the back. Feet hip-width apart, back straight. Slowly shift all your weight onto your right foot and lift your left foot just barely off the ground. We are talking 1 inch, maybe less. Hold that position for 3 full seconds. Then slowly flow back to center and shift over to your left foot, lifting the right foot the same tiny amount. 3 seconds, that is 1 complete repetition. Do 10 on each side. The word slowly is doing a lot of work here. Moving with deliberate control is what teaches those stabilizing muscles to communicate in real time. As you get stronger, progress from 2 hands on the chair, to 1 hand, to 1 finger, to no contact at all. Exercise 3. Heel to toe walk. This is sometimes called the tandem walk, and it mimics the kind of precision walking that catches people off guard most often. Narrow hallways, stepping around furniture, navigating carefully in tight spaces. It trains dynamic balance, which is your ability to stay stable while you are actually in motion. Find a hallway or a clear wall to walk alongside. You can keep 1 hand near the wall for support. Place your right foot directly in front of your left so the heel of your right foot nearly touches the toes of your left. Then bring your left foot forward the same way. Heel to toe, in a perfectly straight line, like you are walking a tightrope laid flat on the floor. Take 10 steps forward. Turn around carefully. Take 10 steps back. That is 1 set. Do 2 sets. Here is the detail that matters most. Keep your eyes forward, not down at your feet. In the real world, your balance system has to operate while your attention is on where you are going, not on the mechanics of how you are walking. That forward gaze makes this exercise genuinely harder and genuinely more useful. Exercise 4. Standing marches. Most stumbles follow the same script. Your foot catches something, a rug edge, a small step, an uneven crack, and because your leg did not lift quite high enough or quite quickly enough, the stumble becomes a fall. This exercise directly trains the hip flexors and the reflexive lifting speed that determine how your body responds in that moment. Stand behind your chair, hands resting lightly on the back. Slowly lift your right knee upward toward your chest as high as you comfortably can, without leaning your upper body backward to compensate. Hold at the top for 2 seconds. Then lower your foot back to the floor with control. Do not let it drop. Repeat on the left side. That is 1 repetition. Do 10 on each side. Pay equal attention to the lowering phase. The controlled descent builds what exercise scientists call eccentric strength, the braking power your muscles need to stabilize your body the moment your foot reconnects with the ground. As this gets easier, try doing it without the chair entirely. Arms out to the sides instead. Exercise 5. Clock reaches. Think about how many times each day you reach for something. The mug on a high shelf, the phone on the other side of the table, a grandchild reaching up for you. Every single one of those moments is a small balance challenge because the moment your arm extends in one direction, your center of gravity follows it. This exercise trains your body to handle all of those directions without losing its footing. Stand behind your chair, right hand lightly on the back. Imagine you are standing in the center of a clock face painted on the floor. Using your left leg, slowly reach your left toes out to 12 o'clock, straight ahead, and tap the floor gently. Return to center. Reach out to 9 o'clock directly to your left side. Return. Reach back toward 7 o'clock behind you and slightly left. Return. That is 1 round. Do 3 rounds on the left leg. Then switch. Left hand on the chair, right leg reaching toward 12, 3, and 5 o'clock. Keep your standing knee very slightly bent throughout and keep your torso upright. This one is building 3 things at once: single leg stability, hip strength, and the ankle coordination that is the last line of defense against a sideways fall. Exercise 6. Sit to stand without your hands. Getting up from a chair is one of the highest risk moments in any older adult's day. The combination of shifting momentum, rising center of gravity, and the transition from seated to standing creates exactly the kind of instability that sends people to the floor. And yet almost nobody specifically practices it. This exercise is the most practical thing on this entire list because you are going to do this movement every single day whether you train it or not. Might as well do it well. Sit near the front edge of a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor about hip-width apart. Cross your arms over your chest. This removes the option of pushing yourself up with your hands, which is the whole point. Lean your upper body slightly forward from the hips, so your nose is roughly over your toes, and drive through your heels to rise to standing slowly and with complete control. Once you are upright, pause. Take 2 full seconds standing there. Then lower yourself back down with the same control. Do not let yourself drop. Guide yourself down. That is 1 repetition. Start with 8. If you cannot yet do this without any hand support, that is perfectly fine. Rest your hands lightly on your thighs to assist, and use them a little less each session. The goal you are working toward is a full control in both directions with no arm involvement whatsoever. Now, here is the secret to actually making all of this work. I call it exercise snacking. Instead of setting aside a dedicated workout block, which most people skip because life gets in the way, you scatter short bursts of these exercises throughout your natural day. Do the toe lean while your coffee brews. Do the weight shifts during a commercial break. Practice sit to stands before lunch. Do the standing marches while the microwave counts down. No extra time. No equipment. No gym. And the research on this approach is genuinely striking. Short, frequent bouts of balance and coordination training send a stronger signal to the nervous system than 1 longer session would. Small doses, repeated consistently, rebuild the reflex faster. Do not try to start all 6 exercises on day 1. That is a reliable path to feeling overwhelmed and quitting by day 3. Begin with just the toe lean and the side-to-side weight shifts. Do only those until they feel genuinely steady and natural. That might take a few days, it might take a couple of weeks, and either timeline is completely fine. Then add the heel to toe walk. Then the marches. Then the clock reaches. Then the sit to stands. Roughly 1 new exercise per week, at whatever pace your body tells you is right. 6 weeks from now, if you follow this progression, you will have a complete daily balance routine that takes under 10 minutes and will have become second nature. You will feel it. A groundedness when you walk, a steadiness when you reach, a confidence you probably have not felt in years. And please do not skip these on the days you feel great. I know the temptation. When you feel steady, it is easy to assume you do not need to bother. But those are actually the most important practice days of all. Every single repetition is adding another thread to the safety net your body will throw out automatically the next time you trip. You are doing this work now so that in a future split-second moment, one you may not even remember clearly afterward, your body handles it without you. That is what this is really about. Not just preventing falls, protecting your independence, keeping the quiet fear out of your mornings, being able to walk to your kitchen, step out your front door, reach for what you want, and live your daily life on your own terms, in your own home, for as long as you want to. Now, balance is only one side of this equation. The other side is leg strength, and I need you to take it just as seriously. The data on this is striking. People with weak legs are more than 5 times more likely to fall in any given year than people with strong legs. 5 times more likely. Weak legs mean slower reaction time when you start to stumble. They mean less power to push back when your body tilts. They mean less stability at the hip and knee with every step you take. And leg strength is one of the things that erodes the fastest as we age, especially when we are spending more hours sitting. But here is what I need you to hold on to. Your legs can absolutely get stronger at any age. 70, 75, 80, 85. It does not matter. The muscles are still there. They are still capable of responding to the right training. They are just waiting to be asked. And modest, consistent improvements, the kind that come from simple exercises done at home a few times a week, can make a dramatic difference in your fall risk, your stability, and how confidently you move through every single day. I have put together a dedicated video on the most effective leg-strengthening exercises for people over 70. No gym, no equipment. Safe for all fitness levels, including absolute beginners. It is on your screen right now. Click it next and I will walk you through every single step. And if this video helped you today, drop a 1 in the comments. If you think I could do something better, drop a 0. Either way, I read everything you write, and your feedback shapes every video I make. Thank you for being here. Now let's go build those legs.